What if the most underestimated force in modern pop culture wasn't talent, beauty, or even fame, but emotional aftermath? What if heartbreak, when handled with precision instead of shame, could become infrastructure? Taylor Swift didn't just survive her breakups, she systematized them. And in doing so, she turned personal endings into something far more permanent than any relationship ever was. Early on, people thought her breakup songs were confessions, diaries set to melody, emotional oversharing dressed up as pop. That interpretation missed the point entirely. Taylor wasn't venting, she was translating experience into narrative assets. Every breakup became raw material, but not in the way tabloids assumed. She didn't expose pain to gain sympathy, she refined it to build connection. And connection, at scale, becomes power. The first thing Taylor understood was that heartbreak already had attention. She didn't have to manufacture interest. The public was watching anyway. The difference was what she did next. Instead of the letting others tell her story, she told it first, with structure, tone, and emotional framing. That single move flipped the power dynamic. When you define the narrative early, you don't chase public opinion, you lead it. Have you noticed how her version of events often becomes the default memory, even years later? Breakups also gave her something most artists struggle to sustain: emotional continuity. Each relationship ended, but the emotional thread continued across albums. Listeners didn't just hear a song, they followed an arc. Innocence turned to confusion. Confusion turned to anger. Anger softened into understanding. Understanding became distance. That long arc created loyalty. People weren't just fans of songs, they were invested in a story unfolding in real time. What keeps you listening longer, a hit or a journey? Then there's scale. Taylor never treated heartbreak as a single moment. She treated it as a system. Songs fed albums. Albums fed tours. Tours fed mythology. Mythology fed brand identity. The pain itself was finite, but the ecosystem built around processing it wasn't. Each breakup expanded the universe rather than closing a chapter. That's how temporary emotion became permanent architecture. Critics often accused her of using relationships. That criticism misunderstands authorship. She didn't use people, she used perspective. Every song was written from her internal experience, not as a verdict on the other person. She rarely names. She rarely gives full context. That ambiguity invites projection, and projection multiplies engagement. Millions of listeners see themselves in her stories because the details are emotional, not logistical. Have you ever noticed how her songs feel specific and universal at the same time? Another overlooked element is discipline. Taylor didn't release songs in the heat of the moment. She waited, she edited, she shaped memory into message. That distance transformed raw feeling into strategic storytelling. Most people speak from the wound. She speaks from the scar. That difference changes everything. Scars don't bleed, they testify. Over time, she also learned to diversify the emotional product. Early breakup songs centered on loss and longing. Later ones explored anger, irony, self-blame, forgiveness, even boredom. That evolution kept her from being trapped in a single emotional brand. She wasn't the girl who gets dumped. She became the woman who understands emotional power dynamics. Growth kept the empire from collapsing under repetition. Midway through this story, ask yourself something honestly. Have you ever wasted an experience because you only felt it instead of learning from it? If this breakdown of emotional strategy resonates with you, subscribe and leave a comment about which Taylor Swift song helped you through a breakup. Those stories matter more than statistics. There's also the business layer most people ignore. Breakups created controversy, but Taylor learned to convert controversy into attention without engaging in chaos. She rarely fought publicly. She let the work speak. Silence between releases built anticipation. When the music arrived, it felt like a verdict, not a reaction. That restraint protected her brand while amplifying impact. Emotional control became commercial leverage. Perhaps the most powerful shift came when she stopped centering the other person at all. Later work reframes breakups as self-discovery rather than loss. The focus moves inward. The relationship becomes context, not content. That's the moment heartbreak fully turns into empire, when the story is no longer about who left, but about who remained. Taylor Swift didn't build an empire by being heartbroken. She built it by being intentional with heartbreak. She refused to minimize it, hide it, or let others define it. She documented it, processed it, and elevated it into something scalable. Pain didn't weaken her brand. It clarified it. So the next time someone says Taylor Swift only writes about breakups, hear what they're really saying. She writes about transformation under pressure, about turning endings into leverage, about refusing to let loss be wasted. Which breakup song marked a turning point in your own life? Share it in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into how emotion, strategy, and storytelling quietly shape modern empires.